Have you ever wondered why some people seem to save money effortlessly, while others struggle? It's all about habits. In this video, we'll reveal 5 simple but powerful frugal habits that can supercharge your savings. Stick with us, because by the end, you'll have everything you need to start saving more, faster than you ever thought possible. Let's start with a story. Chris is an average person with a steady job, but somehow, he always ends up with very little money left at the end of each month. He tried budgeting, cutting out small luxuries, and even taking on a side job, but saving still felt nearly impossible. Then Chris discovered the power of frugal habits. Small changes that didn't feel like sacrifices but made a big difference in his finances. Today, Chris has a healthy savings account and feels financially secure, all thanks to these life-changing frugal habits. In this video, we're going to share the same habits that helped Chris, so you can start boosting your savings too. Let's look at habit 1. Plan your meals and stick to a grocery list. One of the biggest areas where people overspend is on food. When you don't have a plan for meals, it's easy to fall into the trap of grabbing takeout or making extra trips to the grocery store. The result? You end up spending more money than you realize. Chris's experience. Chris used to buy whatever looked good when he walked into the grocery store. Sometimes he'd forget to use what he bought, and items would go bad. Other times he'd give in to takeout because he didn't have a meal planned. By planning his meals in advance and sticking to a list, Chris cut his grocery spending by nearly 30%. Practical tip: dedicate a few minutes each week to plan your meals. Make a list of the items you need, and only buy what's on that list. This reduces impulse buying and food waste, which can lead to significant savings over time. Do you meal plan, or do you prefer to decide what to eat last minute? Let us know in the comments. Habit 2. Embrace the 24-hour rule for impulse buys. Another powerful habit to boost your savings is the 24-hour rule. Here's how it works. If you see something you want to buy, don't buy it immediately. Instead, wait 24 hours. This simple pause helps you evaluate whether you actually need the item or if it's just an impulse buy. Chris used to be quick to buy things online whenever he saw a good deal. Whether it was a new gadget, clothes, or kitchen tools, he'd add it to his cart without a second thought. After adopting the 24-hour rule, he found that many of these purchases didn't feel so essential after all. Waiting helped him cut back on unnecessary spending. Practical tip: if you're shopping online, leave items in your cart overnight. If you still want or need them the next day, go ahead. Often though, you'll find the urge to buy has faded. Coming up, we'll share a game-changing habit for managing your money that can help you save without feeling restricted. Habit 3. Automate your savings. Many people want to save, but it's easy to forget or put off setting money aside. One of the most effective habits for building savings is automating your contributions. By setting up an automatic transfer from your checking to your savings account each month, you'll save without even thinking about it. Chris wasn't naturally disciplined with his savings, but once he automated the process, he realized he didn't miss the money. It was out of sight, out of mind, and his savings started growing quickly. Now, he has a solid emergency fund without feeling like he had to work hard to get there. Practical tip: set up an automatic transfer for a small, manageable amount, maybe $50 or $100 each payday. Even if it seems small, these savings add up over time, creating a safety net you can rely on. Do you automate your savings? If so, how has it helped you? Share your experience below. Habit 4. Find free or low-cost alternatives for entertainment. Entertainment is an area where many of us spend more than we realize. But here's the thing: having fun doesn't have to be expensive. There are countless free or low-cost ways to enjoy yourself that can save you money without sacrificing your social life or enjoyment. Chris used to spend money on movies, concerts, and expensive outings with friends every month. When he realized how much it was adding up, he looked for alternatives. Instead of dining out, he started hosting potluck dinners, where everyone brought a dish. He also looked for free events in his city, like community concerts and festivals. Practical tip: explore free or budget-friendly activities like nature hikes, local events, movie nights at home, or visiting a library for books and movies. The goal is to still enjoy life without the constant expense of paid activities. Stay tuned for the last habit. It's one that completely changed how Chris saw his money and will help you maximize every dollar. Habit 5. Practice needs versus wants decision making. One of the most life-changing frugal habits is learning to distinguish between needs and wants. It's easy to convince ourselves that a want is actually a need, which leads to unnecessary spending. By practicing this decision-making habit, you'll become more intentional with your purchases. Chris's experience. Chris used to think he needed to upgrade his phone each year, just like everyone around him. But when he stopped to ask himself if it was truly a need, he realized his current phone worked just fine. This habit helped Chris recognize that he was spending on things that didn't actually improve his quality of life. Practical tip: before any purchase, ask yourself, do I need this, or do I want it? If it's a want, try to delay the purchase for a week. This habit encourages intentional spending and helps you avoid buyer's remorse. What's one thing you used to think you needed but later realized was just a want? Share your story in the comments. Conclusion: building a frugal life and boosting your savings. To recap, adopting frugal habits isn't about giving up what you love. It's about making intentional choices that let you save more without feeling deprived. Here are the 5 habits we covered. Plan your meals and stick to a grocery list. Embrace the 24-hour rule for impulse buys. Automate your savings. Find free or low-cost alternatives for entertainment. Practice needs versus wants decision-making. By following these habits, you'll be on the path to faster savings growth and more financial peace of mind. Remember, it's the small changes that make the biggest difference over time. Saving doesn't have to feel like a chore. It's all about creating a lifestyle that prioritizes what truly matters. If you found these tips helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe for more frugal living content. And don't forget to comment with your favorite frugal habit or a tip you'd like to share with the community. Here's to saving smarter and living better.